Good evening, good morning, good night. Wherever you're watching this transmission, tis I, Mike Martins. Man, do I got a great treat of a story for you. Paramedics commuting 7 hours, not 7 minutes, 7 hours, because they can't afford living in Metro Vancouver. Woo! And what is going on? And I've been telling you guys, people, okay, just hear me out on this, okay? Do you know how they have the affordable housing in Vancouver starts at $55,000 a year to rent in Vancouver, and affordable housing you need to make at least $55,000 to get in? I've been saying this for a long time. It's for the public sector workers, ambulance drivers, garbage mailmen that can't afford to live in the cities. They're not calling it that, but in Sydney, they did that. In Australia, they actually set up a tower, a beautiful tower, and it's only reserved for doctors, lawyers, paramedics, teachers, anybody that works in the public sector. Woo! So who's paying taxes in these damn cities? Paramedics commuting 7 hours because they can't afford living in Metro Vancouver. Oh, my paramedic drives. They should make a whole song. Weird Al should make, "Where does my paramedic come from? Tell me why does he have to drive 7 hours? Tell me why does he chew on coffee? Tell me why is he sleeping in the ambulance? Because he lives 7 hours away." And yeah, and that's what's happening, guys. I know I'm trying to make a kind of a nice spin on this and a happy spin, but it's the truth.
Metro Vancouver
paramedics this guy's
are
talking,
about
okay?
increased wait times for people in need of an ambulance. The problem, a staffing shortage, and the cost of living here is also a big factor. CTV's Sinjin
Really?
Alexander shows us how some paramedics are facing enormous commutes just to get to work.
After a 12-hour night shift, paramedic Dave Clark is heading home.
So I've got to wait until the 8:25 sailing, which is 2 hours and 10 minutes. And I'm probably going to nap until then.
On a good day, the commute takes him about 7 hours.
Well, what I would recommend instead of sleeping, I would do what I do from home, like open an eBay store, but do it while you're in commute when you're on a cruise or on the ferry. Just make money on the downtime. Time is money.
But usually 10.
I've arrived in Nanaimo. It's 10:20.
Because the medic works in Metro Vancouver. He doesn't live here.
No, I live in Campbell River. I come here every 4 days.
Every 4 days, he leaves his home in Fiancé and sleeps here, a so-called hacienda in Burnaby, one he shares with 8 other guys.
Hacienda! Oh, shit.
How does your fiancé feel about this commute?
Doesn't love it.
But you know...
Guys, this is not normal. Now, if you've been following my channel for years, I told you this was going to come. I'm not making... what do you think? I was telling you these stories? Why do I follow Australia in the housing crisis? Why do I follow the UK? Why do I follow New Zealand all these years? The United States? Because these patterns are happening in every English-speaking country. There's no other country on the planet where somebody would commute 7 hours but a Western country.
They can't afford to live and work in Metro Vancouver. So Clark spends $700 a month to take his car across from the island.
It's far too expensive. It's still cheaper for me to pay for the ferry, pay for rent in this apartment, and pay for gas, and then also pay our mortgage back on the island.
He's far from alone. Some paramedics commute from the interior. One flies in from Cranbrook. Others sleep in campers.
Some paramedics don't have the ability to pick up and leave.
Okay, here's the problem. No one's kind of circling the fact. Okay, look at this. See? It's a paramedic. It should be local. What's so hard to fathom about that? Well, we sold out to the rich investors. And look what it's gotten us. Tell me why my ambulance driver, tell me why needs to commute for 7 hours. Tell me why does he sleep in an apartment with 8 other men? I don't want it that way. And I feel bad. Everybody should be feeling bad for these people because they're doing us a service, because a paramedic is a real job. You're lifting, You're constantly, you're constantly on your toes. You're always thinking. You're there for us. And then they got to commute 7 hours. I say, you know what? Government, put a condo in downtown. Put one condo in downtown and do what Sydney, Australia did, and just have it for paramedics. I don't know if the male people should be in there, but paramedics for sure. Doctors, plastic surgeons, radiologists, all those people. Dentists, like people that are in the public sector. Okay, people in the private sector are a bit different because they kind of do their own thing, right? But our taxpayers are paying these people to work for us. Our private sector taxes are funding these people's wages, and I vote as a taxpayer. Give these people something better. They already bought out of their own city. Give them something more. Build a tower for them in the city of Vancouver. Just for them, at least. To keep our infrastructure functioning properly, please. I'm not asking to give it for free. I'm just asking to make something more accommodating, because this is absolutely disgusting. Because nobody 10 years ago in the Western world would have ever fathomed this was going to happen. So, yeah, he shares a so-called hacienda with 8 other guys. Some medics stay in camp. We saw that. CTV is just a reality of the profession. 85% work is in Metro Vancouver. 85% of the work. Clark works 4 days and 4 days off. He doesn't like leaving his fiance. Clark, if you're watching this, buddy, you know what? Do what I did. Look, I moved to Merritt. I took a huge cut in pay from what I used to do in Vancouver, and I had a very impressive pay. Huge cut in pay. But I live in Merritt now, and I'm free. Take a cut in pay. Your car insurance should be cheaper out in the Nanaimo than it is in Vancouver. Everything, and if you actually sit down and crunch the numbers, both of you guys could get by working at Canadian Tire or something. Like, literally, you can. If you really, really sit down and work the numbers on how much you're spending just to go to work alone, and then how much you're taking away from that. Pretty sure the numbers work out in your favor, and you'll be more, I'd prefer, honestly, than traveling and doing all this, stocking shelves in an auto parts store full-time, stocking shelves and doing this 5-6 hours and then go home. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please, please, please. I want to know. Forest Commute. 3 years ago on my channel, I gave away 3 $100 gift cards that I mailed out, by the way, to people to tell us their furthest commute. And the furthest we got was from where the hell was that guy from? He messaged us and called us on the show. He was all the way from like 3 hours away from San Francisco, and he would train all the way into San Francisco, like sleep on the train for a couple hours. So yeah, that was the furthest commute. This one tops at 7 hours. I'm disappointed in where we headed as a society. Very disappointed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Comment below, and I want to thank CTV News for sharing this article for us. Thank you.